Very good morning to you guys. Welcome to Asake Online. This is the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton Ncube. Over the past few weeks, we've been talking about different things, man. Hustler Summit, IT, different things, politics and so on. But today, we have a good friend for the show this morning coming to join us and bringing us good food this morning. Smelling nice today in the studio. We have MaChuma's kitchen. That's Ruvimbo Tuwe coming to join us this morning. Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning, Brighton.
You bring good food to the studio. Smelling nice this morning. Maybe let's talk about MaChuma's kitchen.
Yeah.
When was MaChuma's kitchen founded?
MaChuma's kitchen's been a love child, a baby that I've had within my hands and soul for about 2-3 years in terms of operating and serving the public. We've been doing a food catering business, bespoke, family feedings, birthday events, intimate family type of setups. And then most recently in October, we opened up our first location in the CBD in Bulawayo in order to be able to cater to a wider market, provide more budget meals, as well as just to push ourselves to grow to the next level. So MaChuma's Kitchen is a registered business. We are tax cleared, we're fully tax compliant, and we're ready to do business with people who'd like to collaborate with us in Bulawayo.
And someone is wondering why MaChuma? Maybe give us a background why the name MaChuma's Kitchen.
Well, I wanted something that would have a homegrown base, but also have an international appeal. You know, the pairing of how MaChuma is actually supposed to be spelt, TSHU, versus how CH sounds and looks to the tongue. It's a lot easier and more functional to work with, regardless of what one's ethnicity is. And also, it's unique in that people will ask the question, why do you spell it like that? There's also the aspect that when I was registering, there were already quite a few MaChuma. So I thought, no, let me keep it home, but set it apart, but also be able to give it a little bit of traction as well across flavor boards.
Maybe speak to us about the service that you offer as MaChuma's Kitchen. What do you offer? Do you offer catering? What do you offer as MaChuma's Kitchen?
Well, we do catering on request. We also provide the market with platters, samosas, the usual things, finger foods that people like to have for meetings and corporate events as well. We do cater for lunches and meals for corporates within the CBD, as well as some companies within Belmont, where on an average day, we're looking maybe quiet day, you're probably serving 20-30 people. On the other days when it's more regular and we've got more stable and more consistent contracts with these clients, we're able to upscale to about 50-60, at times all the way up to 75 and 100 servings a day. Yeah.
I do supply most of the products to Spa as well as Fazak. May you speak to us about that when you supply your food or products to Spa and Fazak?
Okay, what I supply to the supermarkets, that is Greenvale, Fazak, as well as Spa Bonsa, are vegetarian products that I've developed over a couple of years. There's a time when I was having serious health challenges and I couldn't eat meat. Literally, meat would make me sick. Red meat, white meat. I think we got to a point where gently and gradually I could start eating fish and so on. But I had to find ways to make my food less bland and boring. So that's how I started toying around with what is the founding concept behind these products. So it's something that over the years, these things have been known by so many different names, these meatballs. We used to sell them during COVID with my daughter, and they were called everything from Frinchoncho, Bajiblikon, Frinchonch, all sorts of names. But these are things that the community I'm serving is responding well to the product. They're receiving it well. And at that time and to this day, the majority of those guys who would buy from me, if you were to tell them that these were vegetarian products, they would absolutely refuse. So the thing is that the product itself sells itself with how healthy, tasty, unique, as well as it just being something different, as opposed to constantly eating the typical beef chicken. So it's been an exciting journey in that it's a feedback-based business. If you'd have people who'll be having a party, maybe a braai. These are quite popular pre-braai. So while people are waiting for meat to be sorted out and roasted and all, people have nibbled on these and it's actually been really good for appetites and also as a savory snack to have while people are just, you know, casually socializing and so on. So with a couple of my friends as well, I use my friends as my test market. Anything that I feel I want to try out, the grilled rabbit meals are also quite popular for those at the kitchen. These are things that I'll obviously have tested and gotten feedback. No, why don't you try a bit more zest here? Why don't you try that? And so on. And then we learn as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've earned yourself 2 other guys. We are a test market. Just test your meatballs there. They have a nice, unique sauce in it. Let's speak to us about that. And also these products that are here today. How much are you selling them from? And the importance of eating healthy. Okay.
Well, if we look at currently our economic situation, let's... the prices of meat, the prices of a lot of things have really, really shot up. And you'll find that when prices go up as high as they do, quality tends to also be a bit compromised. So I've been looking at this from a take of, as a parent. I've also had challenges with convincing sometimes. I'm lucky now that she's able to choose for herself and she actually prefers to eat vegetables. But with lunchbox mates, for instance, where you're a parent, you're getting ready for work, you're getting the kids ready for work, you want something that's quick, easy, healthy, and you know for a fact that your child is getting the proper nutrients. So what I developed was, okay, let's take these meatballs and pack them up, and let's have, this is what we call the snack pack. And you'll find within this, we pre-freeze, and you will buy these in the supermarkets we've spoken about, frozen, in the frozen food section. So all of our stuff is quality checked and assessed. We're all barcoded as well as health compliant in terms of batch numbers, when was something produced, when is it set to expire, and the best before dates and so on. So once you have these defrosted, it's really very easy. Just let them sit at room temperature as we've done here. And then just a little bit of oil, 3 minutes on each side, good to go. Then when it comes to the burger patties, it's more or less the same. This is an even shorter cooking time. So it's the same blend of vegetables that's in the meatballs as well. We've just used tubular packaging to get the shape of the burger patty set up. Also, same compliance and all issues. And you have on the labels little cooking instructions and a serving suggestion as well, as how you would prepare it, how you could try and present it. And it also, like with the patties, I think these have been the most popular in terms of the lunch boxes for the kids. Because it's a quick 3-3, done. And then you can layer it up with your lettuce, tomato, onion, caramelized onion, so on. And then it also works really well with that sauce that we develop. And if things go as they should, I'm hoping to be able to supply the sauces to supermarkets, bottled and packed as well. So yeah, that's it's kind of our story. So when you get into the supermarkets and you see these, it's for me, it's something that's more than just trying to make a quick buck. This is a revolutionary product in that there is no one in Zimbabwe who is manufacturing and producing vegetarian products for the market, for the retail market, and easily accessible to people. Now you'll find that although a lot of people, maybe for religious reasons or you know, their belief systems or health issues, like I mentioned, need something that is affordable, that is vegetarian purely, 100%. The only thing that we have in these products that's close to not a vegetable is an egg, just to bind the mixture that we make together. So there isn't a lot of offering on the market. Everything that you'll see in the supermarkets is imported. Now this is a homegrown Bulawayo product that is lovingly made for Bulawayo by a girl from Bulawayo. So I'd like for my community to be in a position where they can easily access my products. I'm not looking at sticking to just these higher end shops that I'm in. I'd love to see this in a little takeaway or a little corner store ekas. I'd like to see it at Sekusili. I'd like to see it, you know, at the back of somewhere, and it's just readily available. You'll find that not all vegetarians are, you know, not all vegetarians are upper market or whatever. But you'll also see that the accessibility aspect of it, I don't want to have my product be a divisive thing. I don't want it to be an elite or, yeah, I want this to be a product that can unite the community, create employment, as well as also be able to give back to, you know, people like I am, like struggling. Parents, mothers, single mothers, that sort of thing. I'd like to be able to give back and to empower as well. And at a point in the future, I'm looking to be able to maybe set up somewhere where we can have a learnership experience share type of thing within our community, where you'll have someone who has a skill set, say for instance, they're trained as a lawyer, who can come and give legal advice for free, who can come and, you know, talk to women, educate them, talk to people, lower earning, lower income homes, just empower them about what opportunities there are out there and the things that they can do with their own hands to give themselves some sort of an income, an honestly earned income. So, you know, I'd love for something like that, each one teach one type of setup where we have a restoration of community. Our mothers sit down with our children, we sit down with our parents, we just interact and build one another and build things within our community to just sustain us and to boost our development as Bulawayo and as Zimbabwe.
Yeah. So before we move on, let's talk about the price now for retail and also for customers. How much are they selling for? Okay.
I've got two sets of pricing. For the retail market, you'll find that my products are averaging, the snack packs or the bachelor pack is at about $3, $2.99, $3 in retail. The burger patties are going for about $5.99, $6. And then the 1 kg family packs, or the Bri packs, are also available at around $8.90, $9, thereabouts.
Right.
And then if someone would like to purchase from me directly, I do have a separate pricing structure that comes with a minimum order quantity amount. I can give discounts of up to $1 and $1.50 and so on. On the larger packs, we'd be looking at a price point of about $7.50. Yep. And the burger patties, I do at about $5. So it's 4 125 gram patties. And then those 350 gram snack packs, I do at about $2.50 or so.
Yeah. So how has been feedback from the people, from the customers, from Bulawayo? You said this thing's from Bulawayo, by a Bulawayo girl, right? How has been the response from the customers?
It's been humbling. It's been really, really well received. I never expected.
Yeah.
I'm honestly genuinely overwhelmed. I never expected such a great response to them, and that people are actually, you know, calling me. Look, I'm at the store. I'm looking around I can't find your product. Where do I find it? We direct each other until they get it. They send me a picture of them with the receipt in hand, cooking it at home. Yeah. And that's just people who happen to know me. Now, the most delicious feeling, I think, is knowing someone's gone and bought it without knowing me, but having tasted it when we've done our taste sessions and walked into the store and purchased a labor of love from my little kitchen. So it's just been really humbling. I'm eternally blessed, and I really would love for this to be something everyone can get a chance to experience. And to see what dreams may come away and may go from here.
Guys, if you're just joining us, this is the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton Ncube. Today, MaChuma brought a kitchen to the studio, smelling good right here. There are patties, there are meatballs here. It smells good in the studio. So yeah, we're enjoying this conversation today on the Breakfast Club, talking about food and the importance of eating healthy. But I know, MaChuma, there's another issue there that every entrepreneur faces. You know, at times they say entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. Maybe speak to us more about that.
Ooh. It indeed is. I didn't realize just how lonely. I've done several different ventures at several different points in my life. You'll always be in a situation where something will suffer. And it's not intentional. It's not because now suddenly, oh, she's made it and she's now rich and now she's, you know, not everyone is built for the endurance that's required and the discipline that's required. Yeah. If, for instance, I had a certain lifestyle before, there are things that I can no longer do. If I used to wake up and go for a jog at 5 a.m., I am sitting at 5 a.m. at my laptop now trying to figure out, okay, where do I need to put this and that? How do I plan this and that and so on? It's short, it's friends. Yeah. You really get to understand what and who a friend is. And it's okay in some seasons for people to outgrow you, for you to become exceptionally ununderstandable to them anymore. And that takes a lot of knowledge of yourself and a clear vision as to where I want to go. Being liked is wonderful. Great stuff. But we have to be realistic about the fact that not everyone is going to like the fact that something is going well for a person, for instance. And that too can be divisive. In terms of intimate relationships, also quite challenging. Parenting, being present all the time, very difficult. Just finding time for yourself to center with yourself alone, also almost impossible. Yeah. But you'll be looking at it and saying to yourself, okay, in the long run, this is going to make sense. So it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I tend to just cope with, I've got great coping mechanisms. I exercise, I read a lot, I meditate. I love watching true crime and murder mysteries. It relaxes me. But, each to their own. It's, you have to find ways to love yourself and to fill in your space while you wait for your breakthrough. I think that's the hardest part because you just don't know when it's going to be. No one's telling you one day is a good day, the next day is a great day. The next day isn't.
Speaking of that, there's the issue of capital, right? The issue of resources. To say, I'm a small startup, I'm trying to find my feet.
Yes.
But I can't find capital, I can't find this and that. Speak to us more about those challenges that we faced over the past years. Since October, starting doing MaChuma's Kitchen. Speak to us more about those challenges you faced.
Having started out on almost a zero capital, loads of passion, I've been blessed with a support system around me that has pulled together and said, okay, right, I'll bring you a pot, I'm going to bring you that, I'll come with this, here's a little money there, go and cover that bill there that's upcoming. Look, I thought of you, I've brought you 2 liters of cooking oil. So those little things that make a difference. So initially things were off to a booming start. I think the first month we operated, we went 909 plates served in that month. And I think the nostalgia quickly wears off when you now start seeing that we're now compromising on certain things in order to fit into what the market is dictating, which isn't necessarily in line with our sensibilities of why we got the business into town in the first place. So there's that conflict. But I found that in trying to adapt and listen and act upon what people are giving me as feedback, we've been able to keep it sustainable. Not to say that there's not challenges. They are extreme, crippling challenges. You'll find over the past 4 or 5 months or so, we've seen a very a downturn in terms of seeing money changing hands. Even in ourselves as individuals, we're very careful with our coins. So you'll find that a month like December, which would naturally be events, roras, platters, and so on. This month, this previous year's December was very low business, very low. And when you find yourself as a business person in a situation where you take the last $2 that's there to go and buy that little one thing that's 50 cents so that you can maybe make $3, and then you take that $3 and then you're now shifting it to go and make it, trying to turn that 3 into 10, then some crisis hits and then you wipe it out, you're down to $3 again, and you're starting over every single day. That is exhausting and debilitating and crippling. And I've found it very difficult to keep up with working in that way. It's not sustainable. Although the market is saying, okay, fine, you came into town with a price point of $3. This is what the general market around us is saying. And then you'll find someone is coming and selling a plate of food that I would sell maybe at $5. They're selling that plate at $1. People are hungry. You can't fault people for trying to save that extra dollar. So it's not a matter of, you know, the quality isn't correct. It's a matter of the competition is really stiff. And the competition being as stiff as it is, I've been in a position now where, you know, like these 5 a.m. mornings I'm telling you about, where I can see how big this business is growing. Not necessarily the food and catering business unit, but this vegetarian products business unit can really, really take off. So I'm in a position right now where I'm quite open. I'm actually actively looking for investment. And I'd really like a situation where I could be with partnering with someone who is able to take up a bit of equity, a portion of equity in my own shareholding of the company, so that we can see how far I can take this if I'm adequately resourced. And that's something I would really... I don't want to see this die before it even takes off. So that's something I'm really keen on working towards and open to. It's something that was suggested to me by a dear friend a few months ago, but I didn't see the vision as clearly then as I do now. I didn't see it the way I did now.
So most of the companies that offer maybe small SMEs that are offering maybe food services and so on, at times there's cuts also affect them. Did they affect you anyhow?
No, I'm not affected by ZESA in any way. We work completely on gas.
All right.
It's cleaner. Cleaner, more reliable, and just generally quicker too.
Right, moving on maybe to homegrown solutions. I know this is a Bulawayo product, right? How important is to support local when it comes to food that we consume daily? Supporting local and supporting MaChuma's kitchen. How big and how important is that for consumers to support their own local products?
I think it's essentially big. It's important because this is how we create jobs for our children. If we are not supporting local, who are we expecting to come and do that for us? To come and create jobs for our kids? To come and feed us? It's a matter of understanding what a sense of community means. That we're not just going to look at, oh, we're going to eat this food today. But what is this food we are eating today going to look like 10 years from now, when I now have an entire fleet of vehicles that is going across borders, that is shipping stuff to the airport and flying MaChuma's Kitchen's products out of the country? There's no way it will still be MaChuma's Kitchen with 3 sets of hands. There's no way it's going to be MaChuma's Kitchen with me co-opting a few friends after they finish their full days of work and I say, right, let's sit down. Let's start chopping, grating, peeling, chopping, cutting, dicing. That's literally how we've been doing this. But that has shown me that in each of those people, there's a logistics department that needs to be set up. It will need employees. It will need to be resourced. And we will need furniture. And we will need, all sorts of things that other suppliers can now come in and also be stepping up and stepping their businesses up. That's how we reignite industry. And we've got so many fallow and sitting and not functional warehouses and so on all around our light industrial area. Why is that? We started taking products from outside the country and bringing them here. We took people out of their own jobs. We knocked livelihoods out. But now we're realizing that those solutions that we seek, that it is within our hands here in our community. You and I, Brighton. We are the ones who are supporting the local that will support us and support our future generation. By investing in this little thing? No. Because in 5 years, 10 years, there's no way. There's no way a business that is as driven and as focused and as structured and has systems in place already at this young stage. What we're simply going to be doing is just franchising this. It's a list of things simple on the wall that a person knows. I walk into work today, I wash my hands, I do this, I do that, I put my PPE on, I walk over there, I pick my sack of this, I do that, move on to the next person, conveyor belt, it moves. So it's something that can easily be taken up as a model and moved over to Mazoi, taken and moved over to Binga quickly, easily, and we keep production and we support the local and we create jobs.
Suppose I'm an investor, I like your products, I like your story that you just told us. Suppose I'm working in town, I want you to deliver food, lunch for me. Where can I get hold of MaChuma?
Okay, for the moment, we are actually in a position where we're going to be shifting. The first move of growth, I think we've been at our location for since the beginning of October, but now we need something bigger. So there is something that's in the works. We'll be announcing on our social media platforms as soon as everything is set. This might look like we're taking a step back. We've been operating from 98 5th Street, between 9th and 10th Avenue, opposite the NRZ Parkade. But we will be toning things down there. We've been doing some lovely dollar deals for the community, where we offer our vegetarian burgers, which most people don't know are vegetarian, but they love them, as well as either a vegetarian burger or a Russian sausage with a portion of chips and a side of salad, because I like to keep that balance. So we'll still be doing those. We're yet to just finalize what is happening in this next season, short period of time. But we do deliveries, order on request sort of situations. Someone can just place an order on both either of my numbers, and then we can schedule whatever meals they want. We can set up entire menus for them. We can work on price point together. We can also just make everything as favorable and smooth as possible. So for now, we'll just be going back to running as a delivery service while we secure a location that's suitable for us to start going proper mass production with the vegetarian products. And then not neglecting the people who have built us to get to where we are now, by ensuring that they still get to fill their belly up with love whenever they need their meals.
Yeah, maybe share your phone number as also social media platforms, your Facebook, your Twitter, your X account. Maybe share with the audience at home.
Okay, I am Ruvimbo Tuwe on Facebook and LinkedIn. I love to keep quite active on LinkedIn. I've seen it's a great platform for connecting with business people. And I'm also on Twitter. My handle is at MAZITUWE. That's Mazituwe, which is the same tag that I have on my Instagram, which is Mazituwe. That's me on a personal level. And then MaChuma's Kitchen has a presence on Instagram. That's at MaChuma's Kitchen, one word. And then we've also got a Facebook presence as well. That's also at MaChuma's Kitchen.
Your phone number?
My contact numbers for direct calls and WhatsApp. I'm available on 0774 590 322. I'll repeat that. 0774 590 322. And also for people who'd like to see my catalog and communicate in terms of what is already available on offer from MaChuma's Kitchen, you can do that using my catalog link on 0714 840 275.
Lastly, as we close off the show this morning, MaChuma, I know it's smelling nice in the studio today. We want to go and dive into our food this afternoon. Let's talk about, there are many kitchens in Bulawayo, right?
Yeah.
Why should Brighton come to MaChuma's Kitchen? Please convince the listeners and the viewers at home, there's the camera there. Why should I come to MaChuma's Kitchen?
All right.
What makes you unique?
I'm unique because I'm passionate about my food. I don't want to throw together things and just call it a meal. I want you to have an experience when you eat. It's not just about what's going into your stomach, it's about its presentation, how it looks, how it smells, as you're saying, how it smells, how we interact with each other, how you are exploring the tastes and the sensations exploding in your mouth, how satisfied you feel after you've finished eating, which tends to be a challenge because I do not believe in portion control.
Yeah.
We need those plates stacked up. All right, and like my tagline says, fill your belly up with love. Sincerely, it's a place where you're not just coming to chow, you're coming home. You're coming home, you're coming to uniqueness, you're coming to combinations that aren't always typical. For instance, you'll find our most popular has always been the grilled rabbit meals, which happened accidentally. I think it's always the most beautiful accidents. But we're able to do a meal with a very lean, healthy meat and give you flavorful spiced rice and creamed veg, or someone will want it in one day. We'll want that amabele and peanut butter rice, and maybe the mbida with peanut butter. And we give you what you say you want, how you want it. And that's that on that. Yeah.
Machuma, thanks so much for coming through to the studio this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Bryson.
Thank you so much. Well, there you have it. We've been watching The Breakfast Club. Today, my guest was Machuma, there, coming from MaChuma's Kitchen, sharing with us what she offers there at MaChuma's Kitchen. Guys, now it's time for us to fill our bellies with love. And do follow MaChuma's Kitchen across all platforms on social media. That's Twitter, LinkedIn as well as Facebook. For myself, Brighton Ncube, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's fill our bellies with love from MaChuma's Kitchen.